Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Capital Creative Showcase. I'm Marshall Garvey.
And I'm Frank Muniz, your Equal Op Gamer.
And we're your hosts for GPU The Show. GPU stands for Game Players United, coming to you from the Capital Creative Showcase, courtesy of the Sacramento Developers Collective. And boy, oh boy, do we have a lot of great stuff on tap for you today in our first virtual show. Of course, unfortunately, we can't do it in person like we were able to last year, like in the past, but we've got so much to share. We've got game trailers, we've got some in-depth interviews, and we've also got some of the results of a mostly indoors progressive game jam from 3 teams, no less. And it's exciting that we're able to bring this to you virtually. Of course, wish you could do it in person, but 2020, am I right, Frank?
Yeah, I'll tell you, this Capital Creative Showcase, we are in our new 2020 safe, pandemic safe, 6 foot away co-hosting space. So we're taking our precautions. Hopefully you guys are taking yours too. How's it been going for you as far as your pandemic precautions and everything?
It's been going pretty good. It's been difficult being locked in all this time. Luckily I've got my writing, but just as much, perhaps the thing that's been carrying me the most through pandemic in terms of entertainment and time consumption is gaming. There's been a lot more time to game. I've been playing everything from the Uncharted trilogy remastered to Breath of the Wild. So many games to enjoy in depth more than ever before. And just as much as it is a fertile time to play games, it's an even more opportune time to make games.
I agree. I got my little team of people from Just Ice Cold. We're working on our game. And on top of that, I'm starting to get a little caught up with my back catalog. I've been playing Wargroove lately. So, a little dated, a little behind schedule, but I'm getting up there. Got a whole lot of fun games to get caught up on, so.
Oh, no judgment there, yeah. I'm mostly playing games, except for Last of Us 2. I've been mostly playing games that aren't exactly up to date, but that's just the fun of it. You've got that extra time, maybe that thing that's been sitting in my Steam library. I've got those extra 20 hours that I can sink in. It's not going to hurt.
Yeah.
So, yes, but as fun as it is, to play all these games and feel like you're being productive, you got to see what our developers have had in store, spending all this time making their games, and I think we've got some interesting games on tap for today, especially from a progressive game jam. So this is an interesting game jam. This started back in January, just on the eve of lockdown. And then when the pandemic really hit, they had to shift everything to indoors and communicating virtually, as is everyone has to do, all of our meetings. Life now, we live it through Zoom. And but they've got some really, really exciting stuff coming up. And Frank, would you like to tell us more about that?
Yeah, aside from all this craziness we have going on with the global pandemic and the lockdowns, national protests, and even the fire tornadoes, right? This is the worst fire season we had in history. Our teams have been long and hard at work, making sure that they are going to create something that everyone should enjoy. So starting up, we got some video game trailers for the likes of Judgment Day, Doorbreakers, and Metal Burst. So stay tuned.
Well, those were all very interesting. 3 distinctly different games, each with their own feel and a unique aspect to it. A lot to digest there. I really liked all 3. The Metal Burst Primordial Forces one, that was really interesting. That had a real 1942 style, kind of aerial bullet hell. And I interviewed the developer, which you'll see later. We thought of bullet hell games like, say, Metal Slug. That reminded me more of like the overhead 1942, just side-scrolling. And the way it was set to metal music specifically gave it a good deal more of a punch. What did you think, Frank?
I mean, it was pretty intense. I liked the music. I think it really set the tone. And, I'm thinking about games like Raiden and other, Japanese-based, shooter games like that. I mean, they're just bullet hell all over the place. I mean, that's intense. I mean, it fits the theme. It fits the feel of the game, so.
Yes, and bullet hell is such a distinct style. Like, you don't see it as much, in a lot of games today. So it's always a good style to bring back. So I'll look forward to that one. I look forward to all 3 of those games. They're all very interesting.
Yeah, even Judgment Day and Doorbreakers. I mean, you got a couple of games there that look like they're pretty much experimenting with the idea or the thought behind, platforming and moving things around and trying to solve puzzles and stuff. So, I mean, it's all pretty exciting. It is pretty exciting and all.
It is, and Judgment Day in particular, it was just like the way the character was moving, the way it was moving to the rhythm of the music almost had me think of like Crypt of the Necro Dance or something like that. Yeah. And Doorbreakers with the polygonal graphical style was really moody and atmospheric. I like that.
Yeah, I think it's kind of cool. You kind of like plotting your course, trying to find a way to like dodge all the different obstacles in the game. So yes, pretty cool.
Those were 3 terrific trailers. Fortunately, that's not all we have in store for you. We've got 3 more trailers on tap that we're going to show you right now. Frank, would you like to introduce them?
Yeah, of course. We got 3 more trailers for you. Querying Space Time, we got Mad Mind Battles, and Substitute Santa. So stay tuned.
Oh, those were 3 more very interesting, very exciting trailers. You see, we have such a wide breadth of games, all these different kinds of games that touch on different distinct appeals, and just a testament to the incredible creative talent we have here in Sacramento. Frank, what did you think?
Yeah, I mean, Clearing Space-Time, for example, showed a lot of promise. I mean, you have a game that's a card game, looks like you could print and play, and then you also have that design aesthetic that looks like it could be used for digital too, and who knows, it might be the next boyfriend dungeon, you know?
It really could be. And the Mind Battles one was great. The music for the Mind Battles was just exemplary. It was so catchy, super buoyant, super infectious. I just love that. And that is a great way. You think of like when you're studying for a quiz, you know, and just like how laborious it can be. What a great basic function to tap into. Create a game that makes studying fun, that creates more urgency.
Oh yeah, I mean, think about the creative juices that get you flowing. Listen to that music while you're playing the game and doing your math or anything for that matter. I mean, it looks like it's been set up to kind of be designed for educational use and go beyond that as well.
Exactly. It does. It looks like it can do the impossible and make studying fun. And then last, but certainly not least, Substitute Santa. First off, very catchy title. That just sticks in the mind. It rolls off the tongue so well. But just the way that looks, it should be great both as a mobile game, but also it'll be in VR. What a another clever idea you'd think it would have been done already. What if Santa got sick before his sleigh ride? You know, just is it like in baseball? You have like a pinch hitter, you know, a relief pitcher. Do you have a pinch Santa? You know, so that's what you get to be. You've got to spot Santa on the fly, and I just loved how, you know, it looks like it'd be one of those kinds of mobile games that seems kind of, you know, it seems kind of cute, but you could really get into it. You've got to hit those chimneys. You've got to get the presents there on time.
Right. I mean, it's just another great one from Table Star Games. I mean, I'm telling you, they have a lot of really cool, unique game ideas out there. And then that's just another one just to show the talent from that studio. So.
And now we've got a word from 2 of our partners. First up is Hacker Lab, a wonderful organization that has provided us the physical space that we've needed for Progressive Game Jam for quite a few years now. Of course, unfortunately, due to the pandemic, they aren't able to do that this year. They've had to move everything online. So if you could, please go to hackerlab.org and support them there. They're a terrific partner, and they absolutely deserve it. And we can't wait to be working with them physically, hopefully sooner than later. And Frank, who's our other partner?
Yeah, and our other partner is EA Capital Games here in Sacramento. I mean, they were instrumental in providing sponsorship for our Capital Career Showcase last year. And this year, they provided a lot of professional mentors to help all of our game development groups in the Progressive Game Jam with developing their games moving forward. So, yeah, so let's go to that. And they're going to showcase their latest game, Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. So let's check it out. Tell me some hobbies that you have.
Oh man, I love surfing. So yeah, that's kind of my thing.
I drum at the Powerhouse Pub in Folsom.
I like to try things. I'm not an expert in any kind of craft, but I like to try doing all kinds of things. I've given spinning wool a try.
Hacker Lab is designed for people who are looking for a workspace. It doesn't have to be, you know, a typical artist type. It's just available for people. You have to take like a few classes beforehand to learn how to use their machines. But yeah, it's really cool.
Christina, do you know off the top of your head how much our equipment is worth, like $500,000? Why do you know that? Hacker Lab is a co-working and education space that is super community driven. There are a lot of co-working spaces in Sacramento. Ours is 24/7, which is not super common.
Yeah, I've been a member for 5 years. I teach welding here. I also teach kids here. I, kind of use a lot of the different tools in here and get to do a ton of different stuff.
Someone told me about a space where I could continue my passion for woodworking without having to buy very expensive woodworking tools.
We have a full maker space, including wood shop, metal shop, 3D printing, laser cutting, jewelry studio, photo lab. So if you are interested in trying one of those things, taking one of our classes is a great way to do it. If you are a member, you get steeply discounted classes and you get access to all of the tools and equipment at each space.
You have all walks of life, man. They do art, they do handcrafting, they code. You have engineers. There's just so much going on here that this is probably the place you want to be.
The first 6 months that I was here, I was tinkering, just very simple things. And once I got a better grasp, we launched an online Etsy shop. My shadow casting lamps in particular took off immediately. It's been incredible. I mean, we went from 0 to I was able to make a living after my first year here. Working out of Hacker Lab is a very collaborative environment. Everyone is very helpful.
Membership gives you access to all 3 of our locations in Midtown, Brooklyn, and Rancho Cordova. Sacramento especially has a really supportive community. It's a place where people are very creative. It's super diverse, but as a growing and kind of sprawled out city, I've never seen a resource quite like Hacker Lab.
To get over here at once.
And those are both wonderful words from our partners. That Star Wars Galaxy Heroes trailer, oh man, that was
Play it, I must.
that I know I've got to play it alone just for that shot towards the end of the 5 classic bounty hunters from Empire Strikes Back. You got IG-88, you got Boss, you got Dengar, Boba Fett, and Greedo. And if you're a gamer of a certain age, you will know that IG-88 was a total pain in the butt boss from Shadows of the Empire.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, that's just very exciting. I cannot wait to play that.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like everyone's in that game. I'm sure they'll even probably have some Mandalorian DLC coming up too. Who knows?
Certainly cannot wait for that. Love me some Mandalorian.
Oh yeah, but yeah, I mean that game looks great. I mean it's free to play. I mean you can't miss that. I mean it's coming from EA Capital Games. You got to support our local game developers, big and small.
That you do. That you do. And after that, looks like we've got a lot more content coming your way. Frank, what have we got on tap?
Yeah, we got a micro talk from EA coming up pretty soon here in the developer showcase. But first, we have quite a few game trailers left from our local game developers here. Check them out.
Welcome to One Lonely Outpost, a sci-fi farming sim where you will customize your character, then arrive on a desolate, barren planet as the first and only colonist. As you build up your farm, you make it possible for other people to arrive. People who are shy and clumsy, people who are fun and quirky, and some plain old weird dudes. As people come to your colony, a town builds. And maybe you'll find someone in it to share your journey with. But growing a successful farm is never easy, not even in the future. You'll have the alien weather to contend with. And your crops will need tending. You also have choices to make. Do you go with an all-natural organic path, or do you take advantage of all the future has to offer, and maybe end up with some very strange crops? Try some fishing. Or cook up a bite to eat for a boost. Or enter the mines for some precious minerals. While exploring, find ancient alien ruins with robots who want to test you. And maybe you'll find out just how this planet came to be, and how far you can take its future. Join us on One Lonely Outpost.
Wow, another very eclectic, very interesting set of games, all 5 of which I can't wait to play.
Oh, yeah.
One that really jumped out in particular was Mocha Mania. Now, when you think of like a game that's meant to harken back to retro classics and try to bite their style, it's one thing to emulate it enough, but that was impeccable. Just how much it resembled like Burger Time, Donkey Kong, Dig Dug, just right down to the exact look and just the sound of the music. I would expect to see that in an old arcade cabinet in Chinatown Fair in New York City in 1981. I would expect to see it there. That looked terrific.
Yeah.
Franco.
I mean, I have a friend that used to have the arcade cabinet of Burger Time. I remember playing that. That was a lot of fun. They just got it fixed, made it all refurbished and everything. And man, I enjoyed that. I mean, just the 8-bit sound from that game too. It sounds amazing. But man, the one that sticks out to me is One Lonely Outpost. Because man, if there's any game that makes you think of 2 of your favorite games blended into one, I mean, that's it. I mean, that game makes me think of Stardew Valley mixed with Chrono Trigger-esque graphics. I mean, that little robotic Lavos thing at the very end of the trailer got me really excited. So I really hope they find the success that they deserve.
Indeed, and they would definitely deserve it. Again, that's such a perfect comparison, to mold Stardew Valley and Chrono Trigger, and it just has so much going on. You see there in that trailer, it's just so much activity, so much detail. I cannot wait to get my hands on that. And so that's it for the gaming showcase, but we've still got plenty more coming your way. Frank?
Yeah, so coming up later, we have our developer showcase. We have microtalks from companies like EA Capital Games, along with plenty of developer interviews from some of the people who made these games and others. So stick around.
I'm Marshall.
And I'm Frank. We'll see you at the developer showcase at 2 o'clock.